Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Hey, everyone. So, when it came to Metallica, there was a lot of back and forth in my head over what I was going to do, what I wasn't going to do. And I decided, originally, I had contemplated doing live Binge and Purge for album review 500. Then at the last minute I changed my mind, mostly because I don't have a VCR and it's been a long time since I've watched the videos for the concerts. I decided to go with Through the Never instead, which was their concert movie done in the vein of like Alice Cooper's Good to See You Again, Alice, or Led Zeppelin's The Song Remains the Same, where it's not just a concert, there's additional movie footage spliced into it, doing a bit of a narrative going along with it. And I personally, I went and saw this in the theaters. Me and the ex-wife saw this when it was out in the theaters, couldn't miss it. Both of us were hardcore Metallica fans. And I loved the movie. I thought the movie was fantastic and spectacular. I'm actually really disappointed it didn't do better. I will say, though, that the soundtrack for the movie, I think, might have been the problem. And the reason why is it falls under the same guise, if you're one of my regular viewers, about what I said about Ozzy's Live at Budokan. This album is, for the most part, just all the standards. So it opens up with The Ecstasy of Gold, which is a tape recording playing of it. It's not like it's the orchestra playing it. It's not like the band's playing it. It's just, it's the standard Ecstasy of Gold. Then we get into Creeping Death, which is great, but like for me personally, when I saw Metallica live for the first time on the Load tour, they jammed out So What at the very beginning, and then all the house lights drop down, and they come roaring back doing Creeping Death when the show actually fully begins. And this was kind of the same thing. Not kind of, it was basically the exact same thing. And then from Creeping Death, we go into For Whom the Bell Tolls, which, whatever. I love For Whom the Bell Tolls. It's one of the few Metallica songs I've played more than once. But the only bonus to this is it's Rob Trujillo on the bass this time, as opposed to Cliff or Jason. The downside is that he doesn't get the cool funky solo that Jason and Cliff both used to do before Bells. Cliff had his Anesthesia solo. Jason had his cool little wild rip. After that, we go into Fuel, which that was cool to have on here. It was nice to see that they didn't leave out the Load album or the Reload album, which we'll get into as we go on. Then from Fuel, we go into Ride the Lightning, which for the live set is great. I'm going to be honest, as many times as I've seen Ride the Lightning live now, both as a medley and as a full song and whatnot, and even on all the videos over the years and stuff like that, I could do without them playing that anymore, Same with Creeping Death and For Whom the Bell Tolls. I saw them on the two nights, right? So, I got all three of those songs on the two nights. And that was awesome. But over two nights is great because it was spread out. You got different sets both nights. When you're going just on here, it's like, all right, whatever. Okay, I get it. Then you got One. One's another song I'm just kind of tired of after all this time. Memory Remains. That one's great live, man. I felt so ripped off on the two nights not getting this one live, just because when they do this one live, man, you get the crowd chanting and everything. It's beautiful. Memory Remains is honestly one of my favorite live Metallica songs because of the way that the crowd interacts with it and whatnot. It's just, cherry. Wherever I May Roam. Okay, so this one, honestly, I love it with the symphony. Without the symphony, it's not quite the same. Still dig on the song, but, I could do without hearing it live on here. Cyanide. Awesome. Only song off Death Magnetic on here. What the hell? This Death Magnetic would have been the closest album at this point. It was like, come on, guys. Well, technically Beyond Magnetic, I guess, or Lulu, we could argue. But, what I'm trying to say is, could have got something a little more on there, Like, I'm really surprised that The Day That Never Comes isn't on here, you know? You got And Justice for All, which I was great that they busted out Justice and they did it up, because the one thing about watching the DVD, the concert itself, is the way the band does their stage show. Like, they crank it up. You know, normally their shows are pretty cranked to start with, okay? I mean, like, in my grand pantheon of you're going to go see a live show, Rammstein, Alice Cooper, Metallica, okay? That's my list, and if you're going to see a live show. I've never seen Kiss live, so I can't put Kiss in there. I've seen those three live, so those three are getting it. But they took classic elements, like a lot of the stuff they did, like on Ride the Lightning, they've actually got a big electric chair, electric arcs generate shooting off everywhere, like plasma arc kind of thing going on in that. It's really cool and awesome to watch. So for watching, it's great. Just the CD alone, man, I'm tired of hearing the damn song live. Same thing with And Justice for All. It's a song that, you know, Live Shit Binge and Purge was like the first Metallica album I ever owned, okay? So the live version of And Justice for All has kind of been in my head for a long time. Master of Puppets, I'm not going to bad talk Master, man, because, you know, Master is one of those songs that, yeah, you kind of have to play that one for sure every time live. Battery, I can go hit and miss with Battery. Then you got Nothing Else Matters. No, hard pass. Enter Sandman, alright. Hit the Lights, that's cool. Then it finishes off with Orion. Now, Orion, technically, if you watch the movie, it's the band on the stage with the arena completely empty, just jamming out Orion. That is it. And it is absolutely brilliant. Lanny's insisting on saying hi. Metallica says sleep with one eye open. Okay, so this whole package, believe it or not, the only track off here that I ever grab to put onto a Metallica live mix is Orion. It's the first one off of here I grab. Once in a while I'll grab Cyanide. I don't grab any of the other tracks on here because I generally tend to like other live versions of them better. And it's not that these versions are bad or anything like that. It's just I have a lot of Metallica live stuff that I've picked up over the years, whether it be off of singles or it be downloads directly from the Metallica website, because they used to offer like tons of their concerts live you can listen to. So that way it doesn't do anything to me. I would say go out, pick up the movie, love the movie, just go nuts over the movie because the movie's fantastic. But the set list is what kind of does it in for me. Realistically, I would have taken out Wherever I May Roam, and I would have swapped it in for, if you had to do a Black Album song, it would have been a Wolf and Man. That would be what I'd swap out Wherever I May Roam for. Or, because of the set they were doing, realistically, what they should have done is they should have done Unforgiven. That song is just magnificent live. Absolutely magnificent. And so that's where I would have went with that. I really think, or even take out Nothing Else Matters and put in Unforgiven. One of those two songs had to come out, so Unforgiven could have gone in instead. I wouldn't, as much as I talk shit about Justice, because of the context of the show, I wouldn't take it out. Same with Lightning, because of the context of the show, I wouldn't take it out. One sadly has to be there, because, you know, I mean, that's their big crazy one, right? You know, yeah. Hit the Lights, I probably would have swapped out for something else. Like, this is going to go against everything I said earlier, but I'm really surprised Seek and Destroy is not on here. I mean, especially considering Some Kind of Monster, that being the big kind of lead-up sort of thing going on there with Some Kind of Monster. You know, right at the very beginning, you know, that 3-version mix. So to see that wasn't on here, that was kind of surprising. To see it replaced with Hit the Lights was kind of cool. but I think I would have rather have had Seek and Destroy myself. I mean, there's a bunch of songs off of Kill 'Em All that I would have loved to have had on here that weren't on here, you know. All right, folks. That's it. I'm done rambling. Let me know what you think. Am I being too hard on this album? Do you agree with me? Would you have really honestly preferred a different set list for a change? Let me know in the comments. That's what they're for. On your way down the comments, you will see a description section. In there, you'll see 3 links. One for the TWA, that's the Trampoline Wrestling Association. Please check that out. Great shows. Really starting to pick up some real steam now. I really can't get behind it anymore. You'll see a link for my Patreon. You know what Patreon's for, I'm sure. And you'll see a link to the Howling Odyssey, which is where my music endeavors go right now. I've been working on relaxation music. Anyways, folks, check that out. Other than that, hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell for notifications. Peace, love, take care.